How you doing? So here we are. I'm Mike Price, and this is my YouTube channel. So I created this YouTube channel to get to the bottom of a story, a musical story, if you will, about a band that you may or may not have heard of called Creddy Pool. Creddy Pool were a band from Seattle in the early 90s, a grunge band, for lack of a better term. So Creddy Pool have been rumored to have been the band that kind of started it all, like one of the pioneers, the first bands that were really out there making an impression on the scene and kind of creating that Seattle sound that later became termed as grunge. But prior to that, I don't know what we really called it, but it definitely, there was a Seattle / Pacific Northwest sound to it. And we're going to be speaking to Ian White in a minute here from a band called Caustic Thought. Caustic Thought were very active. They went on tour. They were good friends with Nirvana. They were connected in the scene. They knew with a lot of the bands down there. And we're going to hear from Ian in his own words of how his life and his band intersected with the band Creddy Pool and what type of impression Silas Marx left on him. So without further ado, why don't you just give us a little blurb about your background?
Ian White, played guitar, sang for Caustic Thought, started back in the late 80s, 87, 88, I guess, with Byron Stroud and Jed Simon, and toured around a lot and put out some demo tapes trying to get signed to the big record deal back so many bands in the day, and plugged around, but mix of hardcore metal, obviously influenced by the grunge scene.
You guys were going down to Seattle somewhat regularly, and you were kind of tapped into the scene. So
yeah, for sure.
Which bands did you guys play with?
Well, we played a lot with Fourth Century, big friends of ours from that scene, like amazing metal band. Byron and I got sort of connected to the Seattle scene through Jason Everman, met him through mutual friends, and then the three of us just hit it off. And so Byron and I would go down to Jason's place in Seattle once or twice a month, crash his place on the weekend, just go see shows, go to parties down there, and just got to meet a lot of the people in the bands back then, like Mother Love Bone, Nirvana, Soundgarden, all before they were really big bands. But just a lot of good times going to the small bars down there and just seeing all these bands.
So Jason Everman, who many people may not know who he is, he was actually a member of Nirvana, correct?
Yep. Yeah, he joined Nirvana right when Bleach was recorded. He was with a guitar player for a little while, so he did a USA tour with those guys.
You guys were very significant in your own right, and still have a following to this day, like a lot of these bands, right? And that kind of reminds me a little bit of, like the whole sort of story of this Creddy Pool band, because they, much like yourselves, were living, the same lifestyle. Oh, yeah. They were playing the same venues. You guys were in the same place at the same time. From your perspective, possibly why you guys didn't become the next Soundgarden. What do you think was the factor for Creddy Pool? And maybe tell us a little bit about your experience with the band.
I didn't have a lot of experience with them, but I remember going to see them one time. We walking, I think it was a Crocodile way back, but a little bit hazy, but I think we were just walking through the Crocodile area one time and popped in towards the end of the evening and saw this band. And we're just like, wow, these guys are fucking really good. Like, who is this shit? It's like heavier Mother Love Bone, a little bit of Zeppelin-y, Sabbath-y vibe, but psychedelic, and just like, wow. But like I said, we only caught a couple songs. And then, we talked about them a little bit later. We never saw anything come out from them again. And we're just like, oh, whatever happened to those guys? But I remember them being a really solid band that just kicked ass, and it was like, wow, man, people going crazy for them. And
I heard that the singer had a lot of stage presence. I don't know if Robert Plant is the right word, or maybe an Andrew Wood.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. Like, super charismatic for sure. Just one of those guys you just see on stage and he's like, okay, just rock star. doesn't matter if he's playing in front of 5 people or 5,000 people. You can just tell people has it, and he believed it.
I've heard some stories that, possibly a reason why nothing really happened with them or it never went anywhere is because possibly a band member died or the singer died. Or did you hear anything about any of that?
I did remember hearing something about that. Like I said, we're going back a long time, but that's something about somebody passing away. Because I was talking about my friend, whatever happened to Creddy Pool and Silas, and then somebody said like maybe there was somebody got killed or something. I can't remember for sure. Maybe the Capitol Hill area or something back in the day, but I didn't get any details. And yeah, you always wonder what happened to Creddy Pool because they had some pretty cool shit. And like I said, I only got to see them briefly for one time, but they're a pretty fucking solid band.
Do you think that they could have made it? Like, could they have been like next Soundgarden if things had just gone their way?
Yeah, I believe so. So, they had the songs, they had the personality to get to that next level, but it's like the industry is maybe like 10-15% talent, and the rest is all luck and timing. It's just like if you're not ready when it happens for you, then it's going to pass you by.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, thanks for sharing all that info with us, Ian.
Yeah,
I mean,
pleasure.
It sounds like, you were there, you were part of the scene, and, you've got these great stories to share and great memories, and, good luck with your future endeavors with music, and, long live Caustic Thought. Thanks, buddy.
Thank
really
you, Mike.
appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
All right. Thank you.